Okay, we're gonna make the video that I think will help you out a bit here, with the issues that we was talking about today, and the fact that I think you're just overcomplicating absolutely everything that you're looking at, and not really coming up with an idea that you can stick to throughout the sessions. I feel like you're just more so going in, looking at a couple of candles of what's going on in the moment, rolling the dice and going, okay, well, this has happened, let me take a short, this has happened, let me take a long, and you're not actually looking at the bigger picture. Or if you are, you've not been doing it long enough because you've been completely disregarding it, that you're currently not even at a level where you can kind of make a logical decision to where you think it's going, because I think that's one thing you've completely disregarded. So it's obviously going to be hard for you to come up with an idea straight away now, going from today onward, and it being correct quite often. Whereas I think as time goes on, when you're doing this and actually coming up with an idea before the session and kind of thinking what you think is going to happen, it kind of gives you a bit more to go off when you're trading in the day. Because if you're just logging on here and I've not looked at anything and I had nothing on my chart, all I can really base this off of in like this moment here, this is clearly is this 230? Yeah, it looks like 230. In this moment here, if I had no levels, all I could really say is, okay, it looks like it's going down because, you know, we keep closing things. But then here, in this moment here, I think this is where you're kind of getting a bit confused, where you see some things getting closed on the opposing side now, and you just automatically go, okay, well, okay, we're coming back to here, why can't we get this now? And take this all the way up to some ridiculous target all the way up here, where, because you're not looking at high time frame levels, even just like 15 minutes, I'm sure there's a range here that we closed, and then this range back up is just to test up into the order block to then proceed down. And I think that's kind of what you're missing here. And when you only look at one time frame, yeah, of course you're making as many mistakes as you are, because you've only got one piece of the picture. You're missing so many pieces, and it's so easy to fix a lot of your issues by just looking at these higher time frames. And like I said to you not too long ago, kind of the only time frames I've actually been looking at myself lately is literally the 1 minute, 15 minute daily, weekly, once a week, at the start of the week, and then the monthly at the start of a month. I look at what happened on the previous month's candle that just closed. So intraday, the only things I'm looking at is 1 minute 15 daily, and that's all you need to really be looking at to justify a move in the moment. So if we go back to what I was saying at that 230 move here, real quick before we start this little backtesting thing, about all you probably already did was close a low, retest the order block, and then continue down. I just want to see if that was correct. There's the low. This would be the order block in this moment. Another thing as well would be, because we close these highs, we're going to come back down to here, because we hit in my opinion, if we've hit a target on the top, I'm now no longer looking for these things to hold. I'm now looking at this as, okay, this is going to be used to get us up to the next target, being the range back up the top that created a move down, to then continue that movement down from that moment forth. Because after the target's been hit, I'm now seeing the things that I was looking at to hold us, to only hold us temporarily now, 2 days opposing order blocks, and then proceed the price down. So if we go on the 1 minute time frame here, we've got to go down, go back. This was the low that you retested to. So then you're closing all these lows here as well on the 1 minute. If we go back to that 15 just for a second here, wherever it's gone as well. Remember what I said about I'm looking for these levels here to just push us back up before down. So a level like this, that in theory is what pushed the move up, and should have the potential, considering we closed the highs here. You know, as the setup goes, as you close highs, you come back, you hold the order block and you go up, but that's only until a target gets hit. So I'm looking at these levels here to break a couple of the little 1 minute ranges, the only kind of ranges you're looking at, to get us up to the top of the move that bring us down, to then proceed that price action down. So when we look at this and we see this holding here and this holding here, I am already saying in this moment that I think price is only going to return to where the move down started, to then continue that price action down from that moment forth. So if I'm logically looking at this in the moment, and I'm looking at what's been tested already and what hasn't, well, this 15 closed already, right, and then it retested the range. This has been tested, this has been tested, this has been tested. What's the next highest point before this got here? Well, your order block's here. So this is what I'd be looking at. And once it starts holding, and then this is why I'll be changing that direction now, from up back to down once again, to then proceed that price down. Sorry, I just need to turn this music off. It's really, really loud. I think you can hear it anyway. So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm looking for what pushed us up. If my direction's up in this moment, once we get up to that target where I think we're going to flip, I'm then saying, okay, I think when we return back to these levels that pushed us up, all they're going to do is bring us back up to what pushed us down, to then take that move further down past this low all the way down to the next point that can hold price. So when you have a move down and you finally hit that level, and it looks like something like this, where you hit it, you close higher, close higher, close higher, then you close low, close low. I know in this moment here, you're probably, from what you say, I can make a guess and say you're probably looking for a short because you think it's failing to go lower. Well, no, because we've not hit this part of the move yet. And if you're confused on that, and you had this idea of it going up, but then it's not really going up, and it kind of looks like it's shorting, and you're looking to take a short, just don't. Just stick to your idea. Wait until it's completely blown out of the water, and then change your mind. Don't see two things happen on a 1 minute time frame and go, okay, my whole idea is fouled, let me now flip that, try and get a short here, and then you get into those exact moves that you were saying about earlier, where you're in something like this and it goes sideways for 5 minutes just for you to get stopped out, because it's stupid, because you're just changing your whole idea throughout the from what the decision you made in the day, just coming off of one piece of information on a 1 minute time frame. Sorry, the recording stopped for some reason, but somehow it's still saved. I must accidentally hit it without knowing. But anyway, what I was saying is not changing your direction on one small piece of information that is just absolutely irrelevant to what's going on in the bigger picture. Because if you just sit here on the 1 minute, you will just not see, and you would be so confused on why it's breaking highs or breaking lows and then not continuing in any of those directions, or not holding in those directions. Because what's going on in the bigger picture is, let's say it's a 5 minute time frame, and we have order block here, we have a low here that got closed, So it got closed there. And then on that, did I say 5 minute time frame? I'm pretty sure I did. On that 5 minute time frame, we've closed that. We're going to end up coming back up to the top of this range at some point. On that 1 minute time frame being here, all it's doing is creating highs, lows, breaking highs, then breaking lows, kind of failing highs again, failing lows, breaking out one side. So many different ranges until you get here. Whereas on the 5 minute time frame, all it looks like is kind of like this. Until we get there, and then we go down. Whereas on the 1 minute it looks choppy. You break lows, you break highs. It doesn't really, no side really looks like it's in control. And that's why you have to have that idea and stick to it. I don't know if I said this to you already, but if I've got a direction, if we just quickly go from here, if I have a direction and then I see something go against that, I'm not changing my direction in 2 seconds, because in my opinion as well, because I know 1 minute ranges don't have that much influence, I'm not changing my whole direction off of, I think, this 15 minute order box holding. We still need to go up to the top of the range before we go down, and then we get a 1 minute time frame break like this. I'm not now saying, oh, okay, so what's going to happen here is we held this range here after closing here, so we're going to hold this, we're going to break this, and then go like this, and then we're going to come all the way down here and we're going to completely fall off a cliff. No, not until this whole range now breaks am I changing that idea. If this range breaks and then we get below here, and yeah, fair enough, can say we're going lower. But until any of that happens, all these in-between ranges after this has been hit, I'm just seeing as like just white noise. And that's why I would rather get in a trade off of a moment like this, where the first thing's been created, that order box has now been tested. You're in the best point of the trade if it's going to go up, because these ranges in between are going to be the ones that close on both sides, get you out, get you in, get you out, get you in, and then go to target, be right in direction, and just lose because you've entered in one of these in between ranges. And also as well, going in these in between ranges just confuses you. It used to confuse me all the time, so that's why I would kind of just get out of them. Or what I do now is I completely disregard anything going against my direction. So for example, in this moment here, closing here, closing this low, I'm not going, oh okay, well all we're doing is we're going to come up to here and go, oh, yeah, we're going down now because, you know, we closed this one thing. I now go, okay, targets here. Did we hit that? No, we didn't. We didn't even hit the top part of the range yet. We just hit a random high here, shallowly swept it. So I'm not saying I'm gonna say, oh, this is a sweep, we're gonna break here now. I'm just saying target's not been hit. We broke this random low here, which is irrelevant to me. I'm looking at all it really did was test into this order block that never got tested here. Didn't even close the fair value gap, so there's no reason on why this is going to foul. And my direction is already up, target's not been hit, this order block just got hit. We closed this. This is irrelevant to me. This may take us back to here and then go up, or it may come back down and then sweep this and then go up. So this is why, in my opinion, I would rather be in at the start of the move when you first hit it, closed a high like this. No reason on why this would fail yet, because you didn't even test into this. So getting that first test into it is even better than it would be, obviously, if we tested into that. I would say if we tested into that, let me make this an actual line. If we test into the order block after closing this little low here, if we test into that, but we already hit this, I'm kind of seeing that as, okay, we've tested into this, it's a bit more risky now, because in theory, right, you close lows, you hold the order blocks, you go down. We have a direction already, we think it's going to go up. So, because that's my direction, and this thing is kind of getting in the way of it, this setup here, in my opinion, would be like a B or something, whereas this failed to hit that order block. There's no real momentum to go down yet, so I'd still say this is like an A setup to continue us up. So it's more about just looking at things in the moment and logically going, does this mean anything for the bigger picture? There's a 15-minute order block here, and the level that, you know, it has to get to coming off of here is up here in this range, or it's here, sorry. So this little piece of information, is that good enough to completely disregard the bigger picture to take price down? Because in my opinion, no. So coming off of this, and even if this did test, I would still go for this. Like I said, I still think it's like a B setup, because in my opinion this is irrelevant. This doesn't mean anything. It's not even the top of this whole range here, is it? Like I said, it will, after hitting this thing, I think it will go to the top of the range of the thing that brought us down. This wasn't the top of the range that brought us down, this was. So this is nothing. This is more so a range to have price go sideways before we go up, because every single move does that. Where we have a top of a move here, I guess, all the way up here at, where is price right now? Okay, top of the move here, and then we have these like in between. That's not a good example because there's nothing there. Where are these examples at? It's kind of hard to find when it's a, oh, okay, here we go. Okay, so top of the range is here, right? We closed this. We never test up into here. And then we closed here. I'm not seeing this range as the thing that's now going to continue price down, because we haven't even retested the top of the range yet. So I'm looking at the in-between ranges as this thing's in the way of the bigger picture of coming up to here before we continue down. Yeah, it didn't happen, because I'm sure on a higher time frame, you know, we've closed something here, we need to test back up into the top of the range or whatnot. But always look at these midpoint ranges, as it's more so these mid ranges as what confuses like the 99% of people. The people who can't seem to make money are the people who get confused by the white noise, which is, in my opinion, this is the bottom of the move, this is the top of the move. You kind of have this box in the middle that everyone loses on, because these are the ranges where you normally break both sides, and it kind of looks a bit confusing on where the price is going. And that's why I was saying back there about just getting in the bottom of the move, having a direction. Once that thing gets hit, just look for a couple of reasons on why it's working and go for it. Because like I said to you, like, I couldn't tell you what's going to happen next. I couldn't tell you if it's going to continue up or continue down, but I can come in with a justifiable decision, like a logical decision on why I think that's going to happen. Because when you do things over and over again, you start to see patterns, and those patterns don't work 100% of the time, obviously. So that's why you can only make a logical guess of what you think is going to happen. Because in trading, there isn't a 100% win rate strategy that works every time. If there was, then I could tell you what happens, but there isn't. Every strategy, it doesn't matter how successful it is, how much your win rate is, you can't get into every single trade and go, okay, this is definitely a win, I'm going to win this one. And until you get rid of that mindset, you won't get into every trade. You won't get into every single trade and actually trust that it's going to work out. You're going to see so many things that you knew was going to happen, or you was anticipating was going to happen. Like, for example, let's say, you know, I don't know, this is daily level, we think it's going to continue up from this moment forth. And we kind of hit that daily level, and then we start to see things like, okay, the high got closed, right? The high of this range that tested the level has been closed. This is the first piece of information that price is going to continue up. And what makes this a lot better than any range in here is it's not coming off of anything. It is coming off of the daily level, where these aren't coming off of anything. This is coming off of nothing, so any range here is obviously going to be a lot less likely to hold on both sides, whereas this, if direction's changing from this moment forth, we have that higher time frame level, and then you start to see things as early as just, you know, these highs being closed. I'm already looking at this and going, okay, well, you know, this order block here, no, I don't think it's going to hold. I think what this is going to do is, you know, we close this in the process of testing back up into it. This is gonna push us down to this order block, and then that order block is going to proceed us up to this range. This is a white noise range for me. This is going to do nothing. If anything, we'll come up to this range. At the very most, we might come up to the higher sweep it, go down, which in this case is kind of what happens. I know it goes a bit higher, but it doesn't go too much higher. So in my opinion already, I'm looking at this and going, okay, well, the daily level's been hit. Let's say I got in as early as like this fair value gap, and my stop loss at the low, and then we get to this point where we're testing to this white noise range, being an in-between range that I don't really ever care about. I'm not hesitating. I'm not getting scared and moving my stop loss to profits because we're holding momentarily off of a in-between range that doesn't mean anything. So what I'm doing is, you know, let's say, I don't know why I got rid of that. Let's say I was in this trade and, you know, we make it up to here. Right? We come down. I'm not trailing aggressively like this, going, okay, well, we're coming off this order, but it's going to take us all the way back down. I'm going to try really aggressively here. I am doing that if I'm going to get a re-entry down here. If I'm not and I'm playing for the long move, I am kind of, I know this is 4R, and this is the type of trading I do, by the way, where I kind of just take aggressive take profits as far up as I can go. I know I would have got stopped out like here, but if I'm not trading like that and I'm playing for the bigger picture, and I know after this point my direction is going to be up to the very least to the top of this range, and then I'm seeing this holding, all I'm saying is, okay, well, this is the next piece that price needed to go to, close to low. The order block's here. This order block is, in my opinion, only going to be used to take us back down to the bullish order block to continue price. The bullish order block, or that lowest fair value gap, once that gets hit, I'm saying, okay, well, now it's been hit, this has been fulfilled. Now I think price is now going to continue up from now, which it does. So these in-between ranges I normally look at as just something that's going to push us back down to those order blocks of the highs that got closed to bring us up to that level. So this in-between order block and this high here, which never got retested, this range never got tested. After closing it, I'm seeing this as like, okay, there's a potential move down happening off of this level. We also have an ATT at 41, so we can already anticipate price is going to flip. If I'm going for a short, which is obviously stupid, I know that I know that it's probably just going to come down to this order block or this fair value gap at the very most, which is you're kind of being a bit too greedy here, is coming all the way down here to sweep before we're going up. So I know if I was ever to take a short there, the target's only here. It's not to break the whole range, obviously coming off of what's going on in the bigger picture. And I think this is where you're going wrong, where you have a direction which is clearly up in this moment, and then you're seeing a 1 minute leg like this, a leg being a range, and you're testing into it and going, oh, okay, yeah, this doesn't mean shit. All this was to move us up to here, to continue us down. That's basically what you're saying. You're basically saying, I'll put this in a different perspective. You're basically saying a 50-pound anorexic person can be a 400-pound, strongest man. He's one of the strongest man for like 4 years in a row. Like it's not gonna work, is it? They're gonna get snapped, and in the same aspect, this is gonna get snapped and go straight past to the top of the range, where it's more of a chance of it going down, because this is where it needed to go to for this move up, not this small stupid range that doesn't mean anything. So yeah, that was a kind of a long waffle about that, so we'll get back to the actual where prices are at now, which is all the way back here. Can't really remember what I was saying in this range, but I'm pretty sure it was just talking about the in-between ranges. So yeah, no, this is why I'd rather get in, coming straight off of the thing that I think is going to bring us back up to here, not these in-between ranges that can just get completely blown through. Because the thing is, here it is, right, a little in-between range here, and you're going for something like that, and then you just get taken straight out, and it still goes in your direction, because with these 1 minute ranges, they can just get blown through to the low before that and then continue. Because the thing is, this goes right and then it creates a lower low, but in the long term it's created a lower high, or a higher low, sorry. So these in between ranges are more so things that are just going to get swept to go down to the bottom or the top of the ranges to then continue in that direction. So a lot of my losses back in the day for me were these in between ranges, where I would be right on the move in a hole. I'd be right on the move in a hole, I think it's going up, but I will get one loss here, and then I'll get a stupid loss like here, because I'm trying to play it aggressive, even though we're kind of going sideways, and we're closing here, we're going to hold here. I still think price is going to go up, so I'm not really looking at this too much as to bring us any lower than coming back down to here. But that being said, if I'm getting into a long like this and then we test into this straight away, I full well know I can just get stopped out straight away. And this is why I don't like these in between ranges, because when you go sideways like so, where price can go isn't far at all until you break out of those ranges. So if you're going for here and you're getting straight away after sweeping or something, you need to know straight away that, okay, we're going sideways, we can probably only get up to here. Is there even a point of going for this if it's 0.82R? No. So what I'm going to do is, if I miss my opportunity here, I'm not getting in anything until we get more signs that this can now continue up. So for me personally, if we swept this, broke here, and then continued down to here, I would very well take that to try and get up. But it kind of looked like I already marked it out to hit that, but if we hit this beforehand, I wouldn't go for that long. I would wait to see if my idea now of going down is correct. If it's not, I'm not going, oh, okay, I'm wrong, I'm just gonna leave it there because I'm just confused. No, you have a counter idea on every idea you have. So for example, if I think we're going up from this moment forth, and we come up to here, we actually failed out, we come down, I'm now going, okay, if that's happened, we can now completely disregard this whole proportion up, this whole move up, and let's say there was no daily level here, I can now say, okay, if we go on like a higher time frame level and we've got like a 15-minute low that's been closed here or something, and you know we can still return back up to, let's say this was the order block or something here, I'm kind of saying, okay, well, if it's going to short still, I'm going to say, okay, we close here, and then we kind of cycle back up until this moment, and then we can now try and get into that long, sorry, that short. But until the whole idea gets blown out the water, I will stay with that idea. I will stick with it. I'll be stubborn and stick with it until it completely dies. And that's the thing with long-term biases, like on, if you go on like monthly time frames or something, yeah, it might look really shit. Like if you're bullish on Nasdaq, which you kind of should be long-term anyway, and you're seeing on the daily there's been a couple, or sorry, even the weekly, there's been like 3 consecutive candles down, you can't just say, oh yeah, direction is clearly changing down, because then that's like saying on the minute time frame, because we had this whole run up and then we had this, you know, if this was weekly candles, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. 7 weeks we've been going down basically. I'm not now saying, oh okay, yeah, we're clearly bearish because now we've closed here, this is going to hold, it's going to break this whole range, it's going to go all the way down to the abyss down here. No, I'm not saying that. I'm looking at the complete bigger picture, and I have an idea that I'm not going to get rid of until it actually goes. Until it goes. I don't care about these in-between ranges, these are nothing for me. So yeah, less waffling about that, and I'll actually start doing some stuff now. I was talking for so long that my coffee that was steaming hot is freezing cold, which is kind of a bummer. But okay, like this is what I'm talking about. I see this, right? This has happened. I am not saying, okay, my direction's over. We didn't close this. Just didn't get closed. If anything, this confirms my move up, because all we've done is sweep. These ranges didn't mean anything, in my opinion. We came down, we swept. Okay, if we're sweeping that right, what we doing? We're sweeping, we're breaking here. Where's this going to break? It's going to break to our level to continue us down. Okay, so if I'm in something like, if I was in that long-term trade, right, I was playing for the bigger picture, and I was talking about trailing, yeah, I would have got trailed out like here. If I was playing for the long-term move, I would have been trailed out already. So let's say we're going for a new trade, basically the same trade, just a different moment. I am seeing this high been closed. Okay, we swept the bottom. Bottom's been swept. We've got an ATT at 11. Okay, and like I said, we've now closed this ATT at 11. So the moment this gets closed, we swept. We've got that ATT there. This candle down here tested. Let's say I didn't get this candle. I missed it because I was kind of waiting for it to come down, show kind of some sign that it's going to be holding the order block. Let's say I was waiting for the body and it missed, but it still hit the top. And then we have this push up here. I'm going, okay, this pushed up, tested the range after closing it. I can go, okay, midpoint of this candle or the open or the midpoint of the wick. Let's say you might have missed the midpoint of the wick or that, but so you went for the body. Okay. By the way, this is why this is another reason, going back to the other video, on why you shouldn't trade at this time right now. $25 for that stop loss is insane. It's not even that big. But back to the point. Yeah, we've closed that. I would go, okay, I'll get into this now. I'll get into that, and now I think this is going to take us up to that point being here. This has already been tested. This can get blown through. This means nothing. If anything, this might just project us back down to here and then go up anyway. So any range here, means absolutely nothing to me. Like I said, in between ranges don't mean anything to me. And bigger picture here is we've just swept here. This is going to break, so why am I looking at this to completely make us fall off a cliff? Because it's not logical. It's completely not logical. You need to make logical decisions off of things that you've seen a million times in your back testing, because the thing is, they can still fail, right? But they have more of a likelihood of succession than they do failure. And that's why when I get into a trade, I don't care what happens, because in my back testing, more often than not, it wins. Yeah, it can still lose, I know that, I don't care. I take the trade and go, okay, my succession rate on this specific setup I do is like, let's say it was like 72%. I'm gonna lose 28 trades out of those 100 trades. It could be this trade, it could be next trade, I don't care, and I don't know what trade it's going to be. So I'm going to take every single one and not get skeptical off of it, because even though I've seen this in my backtest a million times get blown through, in the moment I'm not going to go, okay, but this time it might hold. Well, it's just stupid when you look at it like that. Don't overcomplicate things in live trading, because you don't do it in replay mode. So why have you got to do it in live trading? It isn't going to magically look 10 times different in live trading than it is replay mode. So yeah, don't trade and go, okay, well, this is just going to hold us, it's the end of the world, we're going to now continue down. You know, we swept this was for nothing, we're not even going to get up to here, we're just going to aggressively die now. When does that ever happen? It never does. So when you're live trading, I know it's hard, and I know you have so many conflicting thoughts, because I did all the time, and I can't sit there and lie and say I still don't, because everyone does, everyone's human. But you just have to kind of disregard that and just go, right, well, yeah, I've got this, you've always got a what if kind of voice in your head, or what if this, what if that, which is kind of, in my opinion, is just like kind of an anxiety type, what's the word I'm looking for, defense mechanism, because the emotional part of your brain will always try and overcomplicate things, always try and find something negative to take away from something positive, or you know, something like that. So try and just shut off the whole like what if part of your brain when you're trading. Oh, what if it doesn't work out this time, or what if this means something else? Because when those your emotional conflicts come in, that's when you just lose consecutively. I don't know why I can't say that. That's when you lose just over and over again, because you start doubting everything you're doing for no reason whatsoever, and taking trades in the wrong direction, even though in this moment, kind of this moment down here, you're saying, okay, it's going to blow, we're going to go all the way up. And then for some reason, when you get to this moment, you're like, oh no, we're holding it. Oh no, we've came down here. Oh, okay, we're for sure now blowing all the way down. Okay, what should we do? Even if we close here, right? If this got closed, there's no reason why we should be shorting. But what we're going to do is we're going to close this, we're going to come up to here, we're going to go for a short for no reason whatsoever. And what's going to happen, it's going to go down for one candle and it's going to go whoop. Oh no, I lost. What a stupid loss. Because it's stupid. It's literally stupid. It's frustrating. I know it's really frustrating, because I did it forever. I did it for such a long time. Just no reason whatsoever to go against something, and you do it anyway. It's because of that, just emotional part of your brain is looking for a solution to what you think has gone wrong. You're always trying to look for the answer to why this is holding, why this is holding, why this is broke, why this is broke. Just do it so mechanically. Just have an idea, do it. If it fails, it fails. If it wins, it wins. Don't sit in these in-between ranges and go, oh, okay, well, you know, okay, it's not holding, yeah, let's get a short now. No, just have your idea, stick to it until it hits target. just until it hits that. If it doesn't hit that and it starts breaking here and you took a loss, fair enough. Let's go, okay, I was wrong. We have one more loss on the day. Let's not blow it in the next 30 minutes. Let's come up with another idea to see what's going on and try and bounce back. Have another idea, because if your success rate was like 50%, like you was either, you're right 50 out of 100 times on where you think direction's going. You just took one loss there, right? Okay, well the second one might be the win. So logically step back and go, okay, let me give myself like 30 minutes to reassess, because I thought we were going to come up here, but this held us. This broke this range, just went all the way down here. What do I think now? Take that like 30 minutes to think, because you're normally trading for almost 3 hours, so why have you got to rush the second loss right after the first one? Right after the first one. Don't, just logically think in the moment. Don't panic, get in, go, okay, we just lost. Oh no, it's still... So we lost because we tried to go for a short, even though it was long, and then it holds here, and now you're trying to go for a long now, and then you break here, and you go for a long here, and it goes down to here because it needs to come down to here first. And then you can take 2 losses. You take 2 losses, the first one's stupid, the second one even worse, even though that one was right in direction, because you've panicked because you got that loss, and then you've completely forgot and disregarded that it needs to come back down, or it's got a likelihood of coming back down. You've got in early, you've been stopped out, it's gone down, it's gone up, and you would have been correct in the whole entire thing if you just mechanically looked at it and gone, okay, I've seen this in my back testing, okay, we've closed here, we've swept, okay, we need to come up to here, let's only get trades here, not here, not here, not here, not here for some ridiculous reason, even though target's only here. Get the in-between. Don't get the in-between, get the first part of it. The first part of it or the second part. That, for me, the second leg is always good as well, because it confirms the move down or the move up. But the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, like in between white noise ranges, are the ones that do, make you lose a lot more. So yeah, let's continue. Okay, so we hit our target, right? Target's been hit. It shouldn't... What I'm always saying as well, I have a target, and I always have a extreme, where I think the furthest it could go before my idea is completely wrong. For me, if my idea was completely wrong, we'd obviously have to break above this high. So, I thought it was going to come to this order block, right? So, if I'm looking for shorts, I want to see if it's going to hold. If I'm kind of taking a step back and waiting for something to be confirmed, I'm going to wait for it to hold and then look for an entry for a short. So, kind of the good thing about waiting and having an extreme is not having just one target and that getting blown through and then just going, okay, I was clearly wrong. Have an extreme, where's the highest it can go in that range before your idea is completely gone. So in my opinion, like I said, if we're breaking above this high, this would be my extreme. So this was my target, this is where I think it was going to go. Go back to what I was saying about no one ever knows where it's going to go or what it's going to hold off. This is just my logical guess of where I think it's going to go. It can go to here, it can go to here, it can go to here, it can go back to this low that got closed, the daily low. It can come all the way back to here, sweep before it goes down. So this is why I think take profits for you right now are good, because let's say you got that right, I think it was this, and you just took profit at the target, and then you kind of just reassessed what's going on. So you would have actually got it there. Okay, now we start assessing what's going on. Was we correct? Was that exactly where it went to? Because the thing is, it's going to be rare that you're actually correct, that it goes to your level to the T, doesn't go any higher, and then goes down. because the thing is, this went exactly to it before it went. Was saying it couldn't have gone up. 2 more candles, swept here and then gone down. This is why I wait for things to confirm a hold if I have a target before I get in, because there's nothing saying it can't hold here for 2 minutes and then rip up. So what's starting to confirm to me that direction has just switched from long to short now, because remember we had the whole idea that we come up to here in the long term. Throughout the course of the day we're going down, but this, in this moment from here, I was saying okay, we're going to long up because we need to fill in these gaps before we short down, and then we hit our target. So now I can switch back to my exterior idea, the first idea I had of the day. The bigger idea was down, right? So if we can continue that, we're going to start seeing things aid in that. So in my opinion, the first one, we swept into a level. This is going to break. This breaks, right? This now opens up the possibility of moving further down. So what we can do here is maybe it comes up, tests into this order block, holds that. If it holds that, in my opinion, we have 1, 2, 3 pieces of information, and actually I would say an entire 4, because I thought this is where it was going to go before it continues down. We have 4 solid pieces of information that's telling me this is going to try and go lower. If we can hold this, we can get the thing that tested into that, take that, and then we know if this is where it's supposed to go. We know our target isn't, in my opinion, this is my opinion, isn't here at the first target. In my opinion is going to be this daily level, because go all the way back to Nuke's videos, obviously because you learnt from Nuke before me. Go all the way back to there, where he would say, if you hit a daily, your next target is a daily, or you hit a high time frame level, your next target is just the next high time frame level, right? So we're holding here. Okay, we need to go to here, right then. Just the next high time frame. It's next high time frame. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna break these because this was just a range to bring us up to here. If we're going down long term, this is gonna put in a lower low. So our target isn't gonna be down to here. This already fulfilled its move up. There's no reason why this needs a hold. Like I said, we close all this. This isn't gonna hold because target right here. This won't do anything, and if this does hold, it will bring us up to here before we go down. So yeah, if I could get a trade there, my target would be here. That's what we'd be looking for. If it doesn't hold, see, there's absolutely no entries here at all, and this is why I wait for things to confirm it can hold, because right now our direction is still, our idea of this holding is currently still being decided. The bait range being kind of the thing I was introducing you to, I think a couple of last videos, or that I've just been talking about in general. That's the one good thing about bait ranges, and that's why I wait for things to hold, show me it can hold before getting into a trade. These bait ranges are the first ranges that get created and closed after the bigger picture or the bigger target's been hit, and these ranges are quite fragile, and it's more of a less likelihood that it's going to hold, and that's why I kind of wait for them to show me it's going to hold before I try and get into a trade. And in my opinion, I'm not saying this is, I could just think back to what I was saying about I don't change my direction off of one thing. Yeah, I might have been trying to get into a short here, and an entry never came up because we just blew straight through. I'm not now going, okay, well I'm going along, so we're going to come down to here, going to get into this, and we're going to break all the way up. No, because think back to what I was saying about having extreme. Where do I think price is going to go? It might come up to here. This is an extreme. Where I think it might go, it might just go to this. So getting into here and my target being here, is that really worth it? Because that candle that tests it, maybe like the body's here, right? And my stop loss is here. The extreme's here. I think it will come up to here. 1R. Is that really worth it? No. It's not at all. So when I have something, an idea, and it kind of gets blown out. So my bigger idea here is down. I have a interior idea, which is the trade I'm trying to go for. Gets blown through. I was never able to get a trade there because nothing got created. That idea is gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna wait and go, okay, let's see what happens in like the next couple of minutes here, maybe 10 minutes. If we come here and we hold that, and I can say, okay, we might come up to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to get into any single trade until we get to this level, and then we can see what's happening off of it. So when we come down to here, I'm not getting into a long to get here. It's stupid. If my direction is down, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that if I think maybe at the very least, if we're holding here, it might come up to here, or might just break here. So I'm not changing my direction off of one small thing happening. And in my opinion, the one small thing was just coming back up. Think back to what I said about how many things I think's with us. We had the sweep, we had holding here, my exterior direction is down, we closed here. Once that gets blown out and one thing happens, that does not disregard my big exterior idea, which is down. This is just an interior range. And, you know, we're going to a 15-minute time frame. I'm sure we're just testing back up, right? We're just testing back up. We've not closed anything on the top side. Like we said, we think this is just going to take us up to the top of the range before we go down. So why am I now looking for price to be flipped just because we closed this 15-minute high, even though I was anticipating us to come up to here before we go down, or to the top of this range before we go down? So closing this high here isn't screaming to me, okay, we're going to continue up now, because this was destined. This was always going to get closed for us to get to here, unless it was like the most aggressive candle you could see where we came up, and in the same 15 minutes we came down, didn't close this, and continued down. That's always going to get closed. But doing so, I'm not now getting confused and going, oh, okay, but we closed this. We closed this 15-minute high that just got created, the order box here. Okay, if that's going, we're clearly coming up to here and going higher. No. I'm not thinking that at all. So yeah, seeing one thing hold, don't let it confuse you, and if it does, take like 30 minutes, step back, look at what's going on, kind of reassess if you still think your exterior ideas is playing out or it's changing. And for me, I just need to see a lot more than a random 15-minute high that I said, like I just said a couple of minutes ago there, that I know is going to get closed, because it's destined to close if we're going to get to the top of these ranges. So seeing that hold, that bullish order block for that, means absolutely nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. And this is why. Why would you change your direction because you swept one thing? It's the most ridiculous thing going. Well, because you just closed here, are we going to hold here now? Well, our direction's down. So what's this going to do then? This isn't going to do anything. What this will do, go back to this scenario, what this will do is, if this is holding, it's just taking us up to the thing that brought us down to that range. So this brought us up to the breaking this range, or brought us down, or this range here, this order block. So what's that doing then? It's going to take us to here to continue down. So you're basically saying, right, well, I want to get a stupid trade like this where my target's here. Because that's basically what you might as well do. You might as well have that as your target, because that's where it's going to go. When you get into longs with the most stupid idea for no reason, and you look at it in hindsight and you just go, because this is what I used to do. I used to go, right, I got in a long, even though I said it was going to go down, and I know that if we're going down and then we close a higher and then we create like an order block or something, a kind of like a bullish sign, all that's doing is taking us back to that order block to continue down. So why on earth did I take the bullish order block to where I knew it was going to go down, and then I lost? Because obviously no one's taking 0.63 R. You're probably getting break even, or you're taking a loss here. Just because you saw one thing close and you completely forgot the bigger picture, and you just got into one stupid ass trade that made no sense at all. And let's see if it gets to our target where I thought it was going to go. I think it just misses it. Just misses it. But hey, this is what I'm saying about it's very rare it will go to your exact point before it flips. But in my opinion, we still need to get here, because we didn't hit it. Remember I said daily level, okay, daily level is our target. We didn't hit it, it never got hit. But what did we do? We looked to the left. We did close those lows. We failed this. We failed this here. So this holding and breaking these lows is likely. So in my opinion, even though we didn't hit this level, and in theory I'm still short because we didn't hit the level, I'm taking a long to try and get us up to here, to then get here, because we missed it. We closed here. If we close this, we can return back up to the top of the range before we go down. So if we're going to 15 minute here, we did close that. The order block's here, by the way. That order block is really big. So in my opinion, it will go here, maybe a bit higher. So this is the 15 minute order block. Where's the 1 minute order block? All the way up here. At the very most it can come up to here, but if I start seeing signs that this is holding, I will take a short to get it down to here, because we close the 15 minute low. I think we're going down. The order block midpoint of it's here, hold that to take us down, and that's kind of how I justify a trade. You know, if my target's still not been hit and we're proceeding up, and it's kind of a big range, because the thing is, right, this range, if we do come up all the way up to here, it's $162. You'd be stupid to sit and not play anything out of this, and kind of just sit aside, even though you kind of have a kind of the same idea, or sorry, you have a backup idea for, you know, we shorted here, or you know, we took a short around here once things started holding the something. Our target didn't get hit, but this got closed. Okay, so I know my target's here, but this got closed. The likelihood of us returning back up to here is very likely, and then we start seeing things like these closing. This rocket all the way up, where does it need to return to? The order block, this holds, where do we get in? Here, stop loss here. Okay, our target can be the very least here, or the very least here, because we're logically looking at the scenario and going, okay, I know it's going down, but we missed target, we closed out. I think we're going to come up to here before we go down, because it's the same thing as this. Okay, this held, it needs to come up to here before we go down. It's the exact same thing. It's literally the exact same move. And that's what I'm saying about trading. Is not hard. There's not that many different patterns. It's just the what if emotional side of your brain that just decides to. Okay, the recording randomly stopped. I can't remember. I don't know where the recording stopped. Actually, let me quickly go look where it stopped.